The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is doing great today. I hope everybody is having a great day. We are up. We're at it. We're going to go ahead. We're going to look at these markets. We're going to see what's going on this Wednesday. See what the markets have for us today. And go ahead and look through these things and see where the market's headed. Looks like it's at a little bit of a downtrend right now. It looks like the market's starting to trend down a little bit, but you know, with where we've been and where we are, I think I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that the market's just consolidating a little bit, waiting on some of this FOMC news. Got a lot of news going on. Got a lot of earnings coming in on the stock market. The stock market earnings seem to be pretty good, but everybody's just kind of trying to price some stuff in, price the next rate cuts in, whether it be 25 or 50 basis points. Everybody's just trying to price all that stuff in. And so, you know, I think that's what's happening in the markets right now. So, it's definitely an interesting day in the market. I think consolidation is the key word today. It looks like these markets are consolidating some more. So definitely going to be interesting to see where today goes, where the rest of the week goes, where all of this stuff goes. So it's interesting because everybody's trying to figure out, is it 25 basis points? Is it 50 basis points rate cut? Where's it going? Where's it headed? Where's the market going to go for the rest of the year? And when you have uncertainty in the market, sometimes you get these big swings up, these big swings down, and kind of what's going on right now. So not too worried about it. The markets will always figure themselves out, I believe. Good morning, Ken. How are you from the other side of the pond? Good morning. Good early afternoon to you as well. Junior, good morning. Good morning to you from the Sunshine State. I hope you're doing well, brother. I know you got to get your kids up and you're getting around on this Wednesday. So, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting day in the market. Very, very interesting. I think we're going to have some swings up. I think we're going to have some swings down. I think things are starting to price themselves in. But hey, NVIDIA is moving up to about $140 something. Absolutely moving. Amazon, absolutely moving. And it's all about AI. It's all about AI. So coming over here to the Asian markets, they didn't close too good last night. So definitely not looking great over there in the Asian markets. European markets look a little bit worse. Looks like they woke up and started trading this morning and are absolutely in the red. Good morning, Selmo. How are you, brother? How are you? The market should get better after the election. It should. I think there's a lot of stuff, LeGrand, that's going on in the election. People are good morning, LeGrand, as well. The election, people are trying to price in 50 or 25 basis points, trying to figure things out. We're going to get 25, guys. That's what we're going to get. We're going to get 25 basis points. That's where we're headed. I think it's pretty much baked in at this point. But yeah, the European markets are bleeding red right now. The United States pre-market's bleeding red. McDonald's gonna report today. We'll see where that goes. We'll see where that goes. But the excuse me, but the markets themselves have been decent. The reports coming out of the markets have been decent, decent, decent. I ain't buying it, so yeah, yeah. That's a factor, Ken. Uh, Israel and Iran is definitely a factor. It's factoring into the markets. It's definitely something you have to keep your eye on, something you have to watch, something you have to pay attention to because every time something heats up over there, the markets are going to react to it. They're going to react negatively to it, and then it's going to take a little bit for that market to come back around. Um, so yeah, definitely going to that definitely plays a key factor in what's going on. LeGrand, how are you though, brother? It's been a little while. How you been? How are you? Um, got IBIT. They had a nasty outflow yesterday going into today. Nasty outflow. People are selling off like crazy. Yesterday they were selling off like crazy. Look at it, 38.41. It closed at, and it looks like it's going to open at 37.85. So the sell off in the ETFs continue to happen. So people are running off. Daddy slipping, daddy slipping into into a coma. I don't know. I don't know when that thing's gonna wake up. Chaka, I Ken, I don't know when that thing's gonna wake up or if it's gonna wake up. That's the thing is, will it wake up? Chaka, good morning. How are you? How are you, brother? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. But yeah, you see the IBIT outflows are absolutely nuts. We closed at 38.41 yesterday. We're going to open at 37.85 as of right now, down 0.5%. People are selling these ETF, the Bitcoin ETF today like crazy. And you guys know, as these ETFs go, so does the market, right? So does the Bitcoin, so does the market. And they're selling them off on these things like crazy, man. It is absolutely nuts. Yeah, I'm with you, LeGrand. Me too, man. Been going through a lot, man. So I'm with you, man. There's nothing wrong with taking a break. There's nothing wrong with taking a break, man. Everybody needs a break, brother. Everybody needs a break. Yo, on the good news today, though, my son just had his a baby uh early this morning. So uh got, got me got me a grandbaby, got me a grandson, got me a grandson. So loving that, loving that. Woke up to that this morning. So life is good there, right? Life is good. Life is good, guys. Life is good. But yeah, so I wouldn't expect the market to turn anywhere until IBIT turns, right? So these ETFs turn. So we are just kind of hanging on until then. The outflows have been absolutely crazy. Actually, we'll look at them now. Um, we'll look at as you guys can see, it says Doge and XRP lead crypto's major decline as Bitcoin ETFs bleed $80 million. So in 24 hours, we bled $80 million, right? So that's a tremendous amount of money coming out of the market, right? Which is why we end up with this, right? Which is why we end up with Bitcoin sitting at 66.4 because they bled $80 million out of the ETFs. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Which is why this is sitting here where it is. $80 million coming out of the market is a huge amount of money to take out of Bitcoin. So we got market cap right now in crypto sitting at $2.29 trillion. Remember, this was about 2.5, 2.6 on Monday when we were streaming. So you see the money start to flow out of the market, right? And that's never a good thing. We were looking at Bitcoin, Fear and Greed Index sitting at 56 right now. This thing was tipping closer to greed on Monday when we streamed. starting to pull back to neutral now. So you can see people starting to pull out of the market a little bit. The volume on Monday was up to about 75 billion. It looks like it's about 69.62 billion right now. Definitely a big decline in volume. So crypto's hurting right now. Crypto is definitely hurting at this moment, but got to go through some of this pain, right, to get to where we got to go. So it's definitely. I don't think that this is a bad thing. I think that the market itself always needs to pull back. It always needs to consolidate. Every time we get a big push up, you have to have some consolidation. You have to have some profit taking. You have to have a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a testing of these support levels to make sure that they stick. So I don't think that this is a bad thing, but it hurts when it happens, right? So we got Bitcoin sitting at 66.4. Ethereum pulled back down in a $2,500 range. It was up 20 to 2,600, but you see Ethereum starting to outperform Bitcoin a little bit on the hour, which is interesting since Ethereum has underperformed Bitcoin for so long. So definitely interesting there. BNB pulled back underneath that $600 mark, but again, starting to put together a good hour. So we'll see what happens during this hour, whether this market starts to pull forward and pull out of its 24-hour slump. Solana still above 150, right? And these are the things that we have to look at. Just last week, Solana was under $150. So when you look at the pullback, this whole market is pulling back to test its levels, right? Test its levels of support, come back down to its levels of support, see if it can test it, see if it can hold it. And that's why I say that this is a good thing and nothing to worry about, because it's a natural progression of a pullback and a test before you can run back up, right? Before you can run back up. But you see Solana still not falling under $150, which means it's holding its level. It's holding its previous level, which is good, which is definitely a good thing that it's holding on. XRP sitting at 52 cents, pulled back a little bit, but remember that 51, 52 cent level is the level that it needs to come back down to, retest before it can move back to the upside. So I think the market's just doing a little back test right now. So I don't know. I think we're going to be fine. And, Dogecoin sitting at 13 cents. Remember, just 2 weeks ago, we're sitting at 11 cents. So even though it seems like it's losing some steam, if you look back at it from the big scheme of things, if you look at this market from the big scheme of things, it really is not too bad, right? It's just not too bad. You see the reds, but you see the reds coming from where, right? The 24-hour chart. But if you look at the 24-hour chart, I mean, we had a nice run up. So it's definitely got to come back and retest. Definitely. Tron sitting at 16 cents. Up. Look at Tron. Love Tron, man. I think Tron's going to be a monster, baby. You know how I feel. It's Casper Tron and Sui. For me, I think are going to make massive runs. Chainlink as well. I think XRP, if it can shake out some of that stuff that's going on, will make a great run as well. But AVAX doing this thing. I mean, it's AVAX, man. It just cannot break out of this 20. It's got to get up to 30. Every time it gets right around $30, that thing gets smacked right back down. It's almost like the big people who own AVAX don't want it above 30, and they just keep pushing it back down. So we'll see where AVAX goes. I got it above 30. I have no idea, Ken. I have no idea what the Neroni team's up to. I'm assuming that they're cooking something up back there, but I just don't know what. But I'm assuming they're cooking something. But I'm like you. I'm thinking to myself, well, you guys better come on. You guys better come on. A lot of people. Here's the thing. A lot of these projects, they're cooking stuff up, but they don't want to release in a market like this, right? They don't want to release their utilities in a volatile market like this because you only get one shot, one opportunity to release things and have them go in a positive direction, right? So excuse me. So if you release in a down market or a volatile market, you could be wasting an opportunity for a big push up based on what you release, right? So you got to be careful when you release your utilities. And a lot of people, are not releasing in this type of market, which I don't necessarily blame them. Releasing in a volatile market like this, you really could set yourself up for failure, set yourself up for a wasted opportunity. So you have to be careful, right? You have to be careful when you do that. So it's kind of like you could have the best product in the world, but if nobody knows about it and you release it or if you release it at the wrong time, then you miss all of the people who have exited crypto. And then by the time they come back, your news is no longer hot news. It becomes white noise. So a lot of people are holding back right now on releasing utility, which I understand. I would do the same thing. To be honest with you, if I was a dev of a project and I had something big coming out, I wouldn't release it right now. Sui sitting at $1.88. Boy, we were up to 250 just a week ago, guys. We were up to 250. So this may be an entry point into Sui for a lot of people who aren't into Sui. This could be a good entry point sitting here at $1.88, knowing that we were at 250 just a week ago. Definitely could be a good place either to stack your bags or to get a good entry into Sui, because we know it's going to run, right? You know that they're launching meme coins over there. You know it's going to run. You know it has the ability to take off. So could be a good entry point. Pepe gave back to zero. Whoo, boy, gave back to zero. Sitting at 9.8. Hopefully he can get it back today. Hopefully he can take it back today. But man, this is what I was hoping didn't happen with Pepe, giving back to zero. I was kind of hoping that it would stay at the 4.0 mark, but definitely had a big retracement yesterday. So we will see if it can regain the zero today and start to take it over. But that was my fear with Pepe, with the volatility of this market, that it couldn't hold. It wasn't going to hold up to that 4.0 mark, and it didn't. Internet Computer lost a lot of steam last night as well. Going into today as well, it got back up into the $8 range this morning. When I woke up this morning, it wasn't at $8, so it looks like it's starting to pull itself up a little bit. But Internet Computer definitely lost a little bit of steam. We'll see. Gotta go. 13 cents on Caspa. Caspa seems to be holding up pretty well in this market. A lot of meme coin volume over there. A lot of good meme coins being launched over there, which brings volume to the chain, which ultimately pushes the price of Caspa, right? So if you don't want to own the meme coins, own Caspa, and that will get you into the volume, and you can still enjoy that push up. Stellar sitting at 99 cents, 9.4. What's going on with Stellar? What's up, Big Watch dude? Good morning, brother. Happy Wednesday. How are you, brother? I was just telling everybody, Big Watch. Son had a baby last night, so got me a grandson finally, Big Watch. So life is good, man. Life is good. But yeah, so what's going on with Stellar, man? Stellar is volumes hurting, man. Volumes hurting right now over there at Stellar. They got to thanks, Big Watch. Thanks. They got to get some stuff moving over here at Stellar. Like, we talk about this all the time. Stellar, Chronos, even XRP to a certain extent. Partnerships are great. everything is good when it comes to partnerships, but when do they show up on the ledger? When do they move the price? Because that's what's important. You're in crypto for price action. You're not in crypto for partnerships, right? So how fast can these guys get these things from partnership to ledger, right? That is the key. That's the key. Oh, I know it's a special day when LeGrand is here. That's why I woke up this morning. I said, "What's up, LeGrand? Where you been, baby?" So he's been going through some stuff. Listen, man, we all have. We all have. What's up, Tim Ski? What's up, Tim Ski? What's up? Yes, brother. Yes, brother. Grandpa. That this is number 4 for me, man. Number 4. So, and all together, I think we're up to like 8. So 7, yeah, 8. But yeah, Legrand. Legrand's in the building, brother. We love Legrand. Love to see Legrand. But these things, like we talk about them all the time when we talk about Stellar and XRP, and we talk about, you know, even Chronos. Like, how fast can you get these partnerships, yeah, onto the ledger, onto the market to move the price of your token, right? Because we're not in this thing for partnerships. We're not in this thing to say, oh my God, we're going to have partners here and partners there. This is about price action and money movement, right? And if you can't move the money and you can't get the token to move, then, you got to start looking at your investment a little bit funny. You got to start looking at it sideways, right? So this is all about money movement. Um, let's see here. What else? What else do we got going on right now? Chronos sitting at 7.5, man, continues to fall backwards. Chronos just continues to fall backwards. I mean, I'm still buying Crow. I still have hopes for Crow. Um, I still think Crow's gonna do something, but I'm starting to wonder whether or not it's gonna do something this run, this run right here that we're in. Uh, we got Timsky. Yeah, we got Timsky. Timsky and Legrand's both in the building. It is definitely a good morning. It is definitely a good morning when them two are in the building. Yes, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Timsky, Chaka strong. Yeah, Chaka. Chaka was in the building early this morning. Chaka drops by, drops in, drops out. But Chronos though, guys, like, is it gonna run? What's your guys' opinion? Is this thing gonna run this bull cycle, or are we buying for next bull cycle? I'm starting to wonder whether we're actually buying for the next bull cycle when it comes to Chronos, or if they're actually going to move this project forward and move this token forward in this particular bull run, because they've really been hurting um, this whole downturn. They've been hurting. They haven't been able to get their legs underneath them. They haven't been able to see good price action on this particular token. The Chronos chain has been really, really hurting for value. Um, so are we buying for the next bull run when it comes to Crow? You got to start asking yourself that question. I don't think so, but it's a conversation that you at least got to see. At this point in the game, it's a conversation that you got to start having. Uh, you know, it's a conversation that you got to start having. It is, man. I love all the DGs. I love all the DGs. Uh, I don't understand Crow. It's got so much potential. I'm with you, Big Watch. Like, I don't understand why Crow's still sitting where it is right now. There's so much potential. It's such of a popular exchange. The problem with Crow is literally the Chronos blockchain, right? There's no volume over there. And what's the value of the Crow token? The value of the Crow token right now is the Kronos blockchain, right? Because you can trade on crypto.com without the Kronos token, right? You can trade, you can do whatever you want on the exchange without the token, right? So the token, yes, you can stake it away. You can do all that stuff with the Kronos token on the exchange, but you don't have to. You don't have to have it to utilize all that stuff. So the value of it right now is really on the Kronos blockchain. And because the volume over there is so bad, it's so bad. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's a big disappointment for that Kronos chain. They can't move the token. So this is what I'm talking about the difference between partnerships, the difference between hype, the difference between all of that and the actually moving all of the partnerships and the hype and all that stuff over to the blockchain in order to move your price, right? Because volume's going to move the price of the Crow coin on the chart, right? And they have no volume. Nobody's launching projects over there. Nobody's building. Junior says no hype. In crypto.com, one of the biggest selling points was always their marketing, right? But when was the last time you seen crypto.com commercials? When was the last time you seen, them guys really putting themselves out there? Well, they really haven't yet. Is that a strategy to say, well, we're going to wait for the market to turn around in order for us to do that? I don't know. But this Crow token will not move until the Kronos blockchain starts to move. It just is not going to get any volume. It's not going to get any legs. Crypto.com, the exchange itself, could market itself. It could really like put itself out there. Damn, I'm not even sharing my screen. It could really put itself out there. But I wasn't even sharing my screen. But unless you can get it on chain and move the token, you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to stay right here where you are. So that's the problem, Big Watch, and that's what I'm asking. Like, that's the question you have to ask yourself, right? Are we buying for this bull run, or are we buying for the next bull run? Because when does the chain itself take off? And that's the problem. That's a question I ask myself all the time. Every time I buy more, I'm saying to myself, is this for 2025, or is this for 2027, 2028, right? Like, and that's the issue. Brett made base. Here's the thing. Bonk made Solana, right? Solana never took off. Timsky, I agree with you. They need a meme, and they need a branded meme over there on Kronos, right? They need something to really define that blockchain from a meme coin perspective, right? And um, but you're right. Bonk made Solana. People weren't launching meme coins on Solana until Bonk took off. And then that's when you seen the massive Solana run when it came to meme coins. Brett made base. Call it what you want. Brett made base. So now what you see over there on base is everybody starting to have a derivative of Brett, whether that be, the blue background, whether that be, whatever it is, right? But Brett made base when it got to a billion and a half, right? But Bonk made Solana. And you look at all of the different blockchains, even Tron, right? Sundog made Tron. Sundog is Tron's flagship token, right? So everything's kind of moving off of Sundog. over there on Tron. So every network has its own flagship meme token except for Chronos. And they have to find something that sticks over there, and they have to find something that really sends that blockchain to a billion plus. Loading lines. No, it's not. It's not. It's not it. It's not going to push it. You got to have something to go to $1 billion, $2 billion over there. But here's the thing. If crypto.com really wanted to push a meme token to $1 billion, billion and a half, they could push it tomorrow, and they could make a flagship token over there. Make no doubt, Bonk didn't get to where it was getting to on Solana without the Solana devs behind that, pushing that. Brett didn't get to where it got to where it gets to without Coinbase pushing that to where it needed to go. I don't care what anybody says. People can say, "Oh yeah, Coinbase wasn't pushing Brett, or Solana devs were pushing Bonk." That's a bunch of bullshit. You know that. I know that. We all know that, right? You don't inject that much money into a meme coin without the people behind the blockchain pushing it, or even or behind it, one or the other. So it's they got to do it. They crypto.com has to do it. They have to get behind something. They have to push it to $1 billion, billion and a half, and they have to send that blockchain. I do, Big Watch. I wonder whether or not crypto.com still wants that blockchain. You know, I do. I know they're putting innovation behind it. I know that they're starting. You know, they're trying to upgrade it. They're trying to keep it moving. But I do wonder. I wonder whether or not that's even on their roadmap of things that they want anymore. And if they don't, then it's never going to go. This token is pretty much just a staking token at that point. The Chronos token just becomes like a reward type of a staking token, which is completely invaluable. It's not valuable at all if that's the case. I think Big Watch Dude is right. Like, you got to start looking at that. You got to start wondering about that, right? So, you know, it's one of these things that I'm watching. We got a lot of money tied up in Chronos, and I don't plan on selling anytime soon. But you gotta ask yourself, like, when is it gonna go? When is it gonna go? And what token's gonna go? What token's gonna be the flagship token for that blockchain? Whatever it is not launched yet. You know what I'm saying? That token's not on that blockchain yet. So let's see where we are at meme coin wise. We got Dogecoin at 13 cents doing its thing. SHIB down a little bit on the hour, down a little bit on the day, down a little bit on the week. Everybody having kind of a tough 24 hours here, right? Doge had a little bit of a tough 24 hours. SHIB had a tough 24 hours. Pepe, we talked about it, got smashed these past 24 hours. I was so hoping that it would hang on to the zero that it got back, but it lost it. Got smashed. Dog with hat. Again, had a tough 24 hours. Looks like it's trying to recover this morning. Well, actually, it's sitting at triple zeros this morning, but had a tough 24 hours. You know, Bonk, you look at it again, had a tough 24 hours, not having such of a great morning. Just think the market's in pullback mode a little bit. I don't think there's anything going on other than people just pricing things in. Whether we're getting 50 or 25 basis points, a little bit of the war action going on, but I don't think that there's a ton going on that's really pushing this market back. I can leverage. Yeah, you can. You can leverage. You can do all. You can do all that with the staking and the crypto. But problem is like the token price just isn't moving. And you guys know me, man. I hate having my money tied up just for the sake of having it tied up. You know, if I'm gonna have my money tied up, at least show me some action. Show me some price action somewhere. You know what I mean? Like um but crypto.com is just like it's just sitting stagnant right now. There's just nothing going on. And we had this conversation with Polygon Matic. There was just nothing going on over there. The devs weren't developing, they were developing slow. It was a slow roll. And all of a sudden, you seen Polygon Matic just literally just drop off the face of the crypto world, and has not been able to recover since. And they probably won't. They probably won't recover. They will probably always be a layer two that was a great idea, and that's all they ever were was a great idea. Um, so it's unfortunate because there's a lot of innovation over there, but ultimately you have to roll something out, and you got to keep up with the times. So you look at it, and it is what it is. So we got the day here in red. The hour still looks like it's in red. I can't believe people are still buying Gala games, man. You guys know how I feel about Gala. We've been over this 100 times on the stream. Can't stand this project. The way that they did people during the transition, the way that they did people when they moved to V2. I got no respect for that project. But if you're just a rewards token, Timsky, if you're just a rewards token, and the only reason why you're holding Chronos is for the Chronos rewards, doesn't move the price. Doesn't move the price. It holds the floor because people will be holding the tokens in order to get the rewards, but it doesn't really do anything for the price. Um, and you will be exit liquidity for the people who have a ton of Chronos staked away and then are gaining rewards. And then once their stake comes undone, they're gonna sell that. You're gonna, the people that are, if they can't get price movement over there on the blockchain, you're gonna become exit liquidity for them guys once their staking comes out. You become exit liquidity. And there's nothing worse than getting dumped on. But yeah, I don't know why people are still buying Gala games. Jupiter's doing well on this hour. Hex looks like it's going to do well again today, and Hex has been doing well the past couple weeks. So it looks like Richard Hart's got a little something brewing over there. Looks like they got some volume going on over there, so that's a good thing. No big moves from Hex, just a slow, steady move up, which is what you want to see, right? That's what you want to see. You don't want to see these big red candles with no structure underneath them, no support, no resistance, none of that. That's just a run up that's going to run down, that's going to fail, right? And Hex has kind of been building that steady move back to the upside after its massive dump. Massive. Hex had a massive dump. Like Hex and Pulse stand 90%. They lost 90% of their value. We were buying down there at 90%. Like at once you lose 90% of your value, there's only two ways for you to go. You're either going to zero or you're going back up. All right, Junior, have a good Wednesday, brother. Have a good Wednesday. Once you lose 90% of your value, you're either going, that's right, hit that like button, smash that thing like Mike Tyson. You're either going to zero or you're going up. So if you would have bought Hex when it was in Pulse Chain when it was 90% down, you're taking a chance, but who thinks that Richard Hart's gonna go to zero? My bet was always no. My bet was always no. He would have dug that out, right? Which he's doing. Which he's doing. They're digging it out. They're digging that out of the hole. So, but I like it. It's a slow, steady grind. It's building support. It's building resistance. That's what you want to see in the charts. So, but yeah, Dogecoin XRP leads crypto's major decline as we lost 80 million out of the market yesterday. Out of the Bitcoin ETFs lost $80 million, which is why you see the price where it is right now. These ETFs are gonna control the market, and when you bleed $80 million out of the market, guess what? You're gonna have a down market. You're gonna have a down market. Care which way you look at that, you're gonna have a down market coming into the morning. Gary Gensler, contentious regime over crypto approaches its twilight. So, is Gary Gensler's stronghold on crypto starting to come to an end? I think so. I think it is. I think there's so much attention being paid to crypto right now in the United States, in the United States government, in the election itself, that eventually what's going to happen is they're going to start getting regulations around crypto very soon here in the United States. And what's going to end up happening is once that happens, Gary Gensler is no longer going to be the renegade that he is now, just out here doing whatever he wants, right? Because the only reason that he's allowed to do what he wants to do right now is because the United States lacks regulatory clarity in the cryptocurrency market, which gives him the ability to just go out here and spend taxpayers' dollars on all these lawsuits, gives him the ability to bury these projects, gives him the ability to do everything that he's doing. So I think his reign is kind of coming to an end. I think we're going to get some crypto regulation, and I think this thing's going to slowly start to wind itself down. I mean, we're in the middle of a crypto election right now. When you hear Donald Trump, what are we talking about? He's talking about Bitcoin, right? He's talking about crypto. When you hear, Kamala Harris even kind of had to support cryptocurrency in order to not lose a ton of votes. So eventually it's going to happen. Yeah, I 10 million in the Harris campaign. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're in the middle of a cryptocurrency election, right? Crypto's king right now in this election. I mean, you look at what happened. You look at what happened, at the Bitcoin convention with Donald Trump, right? All of a sudden now he's pro crypto, right? When you look at what he said even years ago about crypto, he called it funny money, right? But now he's pro crypto. Harris had to be kind of somewhat pro crypto in order to not lose all of these millions and millions of votes from people that are in crypto, right? So now everybody's pro crypto because they're running for election, right? So they need to secure these votes. And this is why I think he's going to twilight out. This is why I think, pretty soon regulations coming, because now it's a top political conversation. When was the last time you heard crypto being this big of a topic in in the election? You know what I mean? When was it? When was the last? Never. This is the first time, whether it be a local election, a Senate election, a House election, or presidential election. This is the first time crypto has really sat at the main table as a conversation for these candidates, and now they're forced to deal with it. And because they're forced to deal with it, and because there's so many people in it, and they don't want to lose their votes, they have to play nice in the sandbox with others. You remember when you were a kid, they always used to tell you got to play nice in the sandbox, right? Well, now these politicians got to play nice in the sandbox. So It is what it is. Now we'll see what happens when one of these guys get in office, right? We'll see what happens. We'll see what they do. We'll see how they approach crypto. We'll see if they are still saying the same thing, still being pro crypto after the election as they are before the election. Well, I mean, we're going to see how all that plays out. You know how, you know, some of these politicians, they get in office and they forget. They forget what they said. They forget what they did. They get the scratch in their head, and all of a sudden they got Alzheimer's after they secured everybody's votes. Now all of a sudden they got Alzheimer's and they forget all the promises. But definitely, crypto is top on the agenda, and it's for the first time ever. And you gotta like it, because if as long as it stays top on the agenda and has a place at the table, it's always going to be pro crypto, because there's so many people. There's so many people in crypto that nobody wants to lose them votes. Over here on the DeFi side, before I get out of here for the day, Selma, look at Moondang. Where the hell is Seiko? Got to reach out to Seiko, man. Got to make sure Seiko's still alive. Where the hell is Seiko? Moondang doing its thing over here, making a good run today, this morning. We looked at this one, I want to say last week. Someone brought it to us. And definitely is doing well. Definitely is doing well over here. Made a good run the past 24 hours. So definitely on its way up. One that we started to look at last week, I kind of dabbled my toe in this thing, is Moonwell. Moonwell is doing well. Moonwell is doing well. Sitting over here at 375K. Not doing too bad. It's been holding this 375K for a minute. Definitely been holding on right there. It really hasn't moved that much. One we don't talk about that much, but I always like to give my man some props where it's due. Moonboy Inc. doing pretty well over here. You're putting together, we're on the hourly chart right here, so putting together some nice hours, here. So not too bad. Pelosi got Seiko. Yeah, he's in trouble. Good morning, Kelcher. How are you? Good morning. Did you grab a bag of Speedy? No, I didn't, Ken. I did not grab a bag of Speedy. I did not. So Kelcher's in the building, y'all. Kelcher's in the building. Now the DGs are all complete. So, but yeah, I always like to give a little bit of respect to Moonboy Inc. over here. We know the dev working hard over here. It looks like it's had a good couple hours. So not bad at all. You guys know how I feel about Turbo. I like Turbo. I think Turbo is going to make a lot of millionaires this next bull run. If you're buying the dips, right? If you're buying the dips. So, definitely making some moves over here. $577 million market cap. Not too bad. Not too high, right? Not too high. But I think Turbo is definitely on its way. It's shown a lot of strength. A big watch. You remember we've been talking about DGen for a minute. Sitting over here at 20881. We've been talking about this. We were talking about this one at 305, right? We're talking about this one at 305 all the way back here during these big dips, right? This layer 3 blockchain over here on base. I like where it's headed. It's had a couple days to the upside and really started to move. So I think DGen's probably got the best future on base when it comes to layer 3s, right? When it comes to layer 3s, definitely has the biggest upside. So getting over here to Pepe. Sorry, my Wi-Fi playing up. Hey man, we all have Wi-Fi problems at some point, Ken. You all good. But see, Pepe gave back the zero, and this was the key for me. Like I was always, we talked about it on here. Big Watt says hi, Kelcher. But yeah, this was the key. Can this thing hold on to the zero that it got back? And it couldn't. It gave it back. It looks like it's going to take it back today, but we're playing in this zone when it comes to Pepe about where that next move, next leg up is, right? Because it's got to keep that zero. It's got to stay at that four zeros, and it just can't do that. It's having a hard time holding on to that level. Definitely just having a hard time. Brian over there on base. I love this project right here. I think that this project right here, for some reason, I have a gut feeling that this project right here is $1 billion project. Just the way that they're out here marketing, the way that they're all over the place, the way that they're out here talking about it, in the meta being Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, in a way that this thing is just kind of holding on to this 400, high 400, 500K level, the support that it's got at that level. I think if it can continue to gain the support at the 400, high 400s to 500K level, I think that this thing is going to be absolute monster. And it's been able to do that. If you pull this chart back, it's been able to hold up through all these downturns. It's been able to hold up pretty well, and a lot of it's the marketing that they got behind it. It really is. They have some real funny ass people behind it, and they're out here, man. They're out here. Look at Jasmine pulling back, penny 8. Almost get into my buy zone again, which I didn't think I would have to buy anymore, Jasmine. Thought we were pretty set, but definitely almost getting to my buy zone again. Just on a nasty pullback when you look at this over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, just on a nasty pullback. But we'll see. It looks like it wants to go green today. It looks like it wants to try to put in a good day today. But if this thing pulls back anymore, got to look at adding at these levels. Unfortunately, I didn't think I'd have to add any more at these levels, but got to start looking at it. Crash. We were talking about Crash at 3 million, up to 6 million right now. Definitely was all the way up here in the $8 million range just last week. So definitely had a nice pullback down here to the $6 million level. I'm not adding any right now because we're buying at 3 million. So I'm not going to add any at 6. But if this thing continues to pull back, may look to add there. May look to add to that position. I think Crash is going to be a huge player in this bull market, a huge player. We've talked about it so much on this channel. One of the best looking charts through the whole bear market. Bonk definitely pulled back to the 2.2 level. It was up into that 2.4 level. It busted through that critical 2.3 level that we talk about. It came through, but it couldn't hold. It couldn't hold this right here, right there where my cursor is that level that we always talk about, where we say, like, okay, if it can hold on and make this 2-3 level support, it's really going to take off. It was unable to hold that. Well, the whole market came down. So, but still, it was unable to make that support. So obviously now it dropped back down to the 2.2s, probably on its way to 2.1. Brett sitting at 9 cents. Talked a little bit about Brett. Brett actually dropped underneath $1 billion. Looking at 986 million right now. Dropped under $1 billion. If you pull this back just last week, right up in here, Brett was on his way to $1.5 billion. So with this market pullback, dropped underneath $1 billion. If this thing gets back down to 800K, I mean 800 million, I'll be looking to add some breath. Uh, yeah, it was. It was around 1-3. The buy zone was really around 1-3. I added there. Big watch. I added there. I added at 1-3, but at these levels, um, at the 1-8 level, 1-8, 1-7 level, you can still kind of build your bags here. It's kind of what I've been doing. I got two bags, right? I have that bag that we were buying at 2 zeros. I mean, way back here at 3 zeros. I mean, and then I have my short term bag, which we were buying right around 1-3, right? But at these levels right here, if you look at it, and my thought process here, big watch is, if you look at it and you buy it like 17, right? If it gets to 17 and you 1-7, I mean, and then at 17 cents, you're 10x, right? You're 10x from everything that you buy right here, right? So if you believe, like I believe, that we're going to 20 cents, that we're going to 50 cents, that we're going, to where we're going with Jasmine at 17 cents. If I buy at 17, at 1-7, at 17 cents, that's a 10x, right? So you try to recuperate as much money as you can. So like you may open up a new position here at 1-7 and say, all right, I'm gonna dump this position at 17 cents. If that makes any sense to you, big watch. But that's my thought process behind Jasmine right now, is at what levels can I buy short term to get rid of in the short term, right? And right now 17 cents looking pretty juicy for Jasmine. We know it can get there. We know it can get there, and that's a 10x, right? That's a 10x. And you just dump it right there at 17 cents. You dump the 10x. 14 cents for Neroni. Not performing too well. Look at that. Look at that step ladder down over the past couple hours. That's a straight step ladder down. Definitely not looking well over there, but looking like the rest of the market. Daddy token, same thing. You look at that. You look at that step down. It's it's definitely stepped itself down to 16 cents. Um, that this thing at 16 cents. You're in you're in you're possibly in trouble zone right here. You're almost in a point of, you have to turn this thing around or it may not turn around. Awful chart. Ken says awful chart. Yeah, it is. It is. Heat, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Uh Not for me. No, daddy's in trouble, man. Yeah, smack that. Smack the like button, y'all. Smack it. What's up, Heat? How are you, brother? Good morning to you, man. Good morning, man. But yeah, at 16 cents, you got to start asking yourself, at what's the recovery, right? What's the recovery here? I mean, to get to a 10x here, you're looking at $1.60, right? Well, you have to go all the way back, all the way back to up in here to get to that dollar something mark, right? I mean, it's back there, right? So you got to look at it, and unfortunately, I want this thing to be at $10, right? I want this because it's Rodney, right? And I want him to be as successful as possible, especially launching a project. But I got to be honest with you guys as well. That thing's on life support. Yeah, he did, Ken. Rodney was spending a crap ton of money to hold the floor. He was spending a crap ton of money to hold the floor. And then everybody dumped on him. And then, as you can see, everybody dumped on him, right? But yeah, I mean, he had pools set up. He was doing everything he could to hold the floor. And then everybody dumped. Everybody dumped. But what are you gonna do? It's DeFi, right? It's peer to peer. It's DeFi. It happens. But yeah, this thing, you got keep a close eye on this. If this thing dips any further, you better start figuring out what your exit plan is. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, you have to look at it like this. We just talked about Hex and Pulse Chain when it was here, right? When you're down this far, right? When you're down this far, there's only two things that are going to happen. Either you're going to make a big move up, or you're going to go to zero. So you have to bet. Right? You have to make a bet on the project itself. Do you think that this project's going to recover, or do you think that this project's going to go to zero, right? And that's a personal choice between you and you, right? So you have to make that decision. And we made the decision with Pulse and Hex to say, I don't believe that Richard Heart's going to allow this thing to go any further than what it is right now, right? So I'm betting that this thing's going to come up. So you have to ask yourself a question: are you betting on Daddy or not? You know, or not? Because the floor's got to be almost at the bottom, right? You got to be where you are. You're like that's a big drop. So that's a question between you and you. You know, that's a question between you and you, and it's a question that you got to ask. So, nope. Sundog, not doing too bad here. Sitting at 197, had a pullback, a nasty pullback. I bought this pullback right here. I think right up in here, I bought it again. I do believe that Sundog, being a flagship token to Tron, probably will hit $1 billion, just because it's the flagship token, much like Bonk, much like Brat, much like, I call Pepe the flagship token now to Ethereum. So like these flagship tokens will always move. They will always move. So I bought this dip. I bought Sundog dip, probably up in here somewhere, but definitely bought it. So, all right, guys, with that, we are out of here on this Wednesday, man. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Appreciate what's going on. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. Market looks like it's going to be straight sideways or down action today. I don't really expect this thing really to take off, especially with the massive outflows in the Bitcoin ETFs. Today, you're looking at losing over $1 between the close of yesterday and the opening of today, down 0.58% with the IBIT. I don't think that this market's going to take off. I don't think that this market's going to recover from that today. I think that there's just too much stuff that has to get priced into the market for this market to take off and really boom today. So I think we're going to be in a consolidation phase today. I think we're just going to trade sideways, maybe even down a little bit more. But I think as the week goes on, I think you'll see this market really start to bounce back. But I just think today's one of them days where we're really gonna have to trade sideways, and it gives us the ability to kind of DCA down into some of these projects that we talked about. So be smart, be safe, And really, like we always talk about, evaluate your investments, evaluate what you want to buy, or evaluate whether you want to sit on the sidelines for this. Completely up to you. Um, but I do think, this market, we're going to be kind of trading sideways or down today. So, protect your investments and watch your investments. If you see something sinking way, way, way down and you're up just a little bit on it, there's nothing wrong with taking your money off the table, waiting for that dip to settle in, and then buying back in as well. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. So just pay attention, trade smart, and have multiple ways to make money in crypto, guys. So with that, we are out of here. We'll see you guys on Friday. And you guys have a phenomenal day, man. Have a phenomenal next couple of days. Appreciate every single one of you guys. We're up out of here. Bye.